Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another Unveiling the Spirit blog post or vlog post, because I know those are two different things, where I like to unveil spiritual truths behind everyday issues, topics, and situations. And so for those of you who may have seen me do this before, I am Sage the Coach, also known as Stephanie K. I am a certified life and relationship coach, and today I'm doing stuff a little bit differently. Because I have a guest with me today. I usually do these videos by myself, but it's really good to have somebody in to kind of feed off of and things like that. And me and Willie have done other videos together. And so I just thought it would be great to have him on. So if you want to, Willie, introduce yourself really quickly.
Yeah, no, thank you. My name is Willie Johnson, a coach, mentor, family man, you name it. You know, so many titles under there. But yeah, me and Stephanie have done videos. So my coaching is at For a New Day. And so I just really love being on here talking about real life stuff, right, that we deal with.
Speaking of real life stuff, what I want to talk about today, or what I want to unveil the spirit about, is the connection between dealing with our issues and spiritual growth. And I know, I think a lot of people miss this, but for me personally, the times that I've seen the most spiritual growth in myself is when I dealt with my issues. And so without that, I made small progress here and there, but the big gaps of progress, like the big jumps and leaps, always came from me dealing with one of my issues. And I think a lot of people miss this, and a lot of people even get stuck here. And this is why they become like religious. You know, you just end up following a formula of going to church, praying, doing this and that. Your relationship with God doesn't necessarily grow or deepen. It just kind of stays the same. And that, to me, I've seen that they usually happen when people are not dealing with their issues. So Willie, what do you think the connection is between spiritual growth and dealing with your personal issues, or what experience do you have with that?
Yeah, so when you say issues, I kind of look at it two ways. You know, there's people that have, you know, real issues, right? These are mental issues or anything that is diagnosed. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about the issues where a person says, that's just the way I am, or, oh, well, that's just how it is, you know. So those type of issues, what it means is that that's someone that's decided to stay in that comfort zone of not wanting to address what it is, right? So if we back up and we say, okay, we're all made in the image of God, right? So that means that, yes, there are going to be issues, but if we connect ourselves with God, if we open up to God and open our hearts to God and say, hey, where is it that I can be better at? He wants to help us with that, but we have to be willing to step out of that zone of that normalcy, like you said, that day to day. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. So it becomes a matter of if you're willing to face your issues, right? Because they can be addressed, and we all have them. So there's not something where someone says, oh, I have issues, so you can't really help me, or God can't help me. Yeah, he can help me, because everyone that did anything great in the Bible had issues. Moses, exactly. Name it. Solomon, you name it, David, everybody had issues. So he goes for the one with issues. So I would say if you have them, you probably have a greater chance to do something good.
Right. Exactly. A perfect candidate.
Exactly.
One thing is important that you said is first that you recognize that you have issues, because if you don't recognize you have an issue, then that makes it easier to continue. And then the second thing is being willing to now deal with it and work on it.
Right.
I thought about in the scriptures when you know, I forgot exactly where it is, but God says, go away from me, I never knew you. And I mean, somebody wants to hear that, but it made me think of, like, what does it mean when he says, I never knew you? Now we know the term knew you is also used in a sexual way in the Old Testament. So when the Bible says he knew her, so it's like God is saying, you never let me in. Like, you never let me in to help you deal with your stuff. You was never vulnerable with me. You never trusted me on that level. And because we never developed that relationship, because like what you're saying is like, if you let God into those issues that you have and not try to hide them, that's where your relationship with God starts to build, and you start to understand who he is. But if you don't let him in, then you guys won't grow a relationship, and it easily becomes about rules and religion and kind of tradition instead of the deep emotional connection and relationship that God actually wants from us. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. So you guys just keep in mind that your spiritual growth, which a lot of it has to do with growing closer to God, because anything that's stopping you from, like what Willie was talking about, it interferes in your relationships. Other people see them. Those same things that interfere with you connecting with other people in your relationships also interfere with you connecting with God. But once you let him deal with those things within you and help you grow beyond them, then not only are you able to better connect with people around you, but also God. And those things add up to a level of spiritual growth that you will not be able to get otherwise. So make sure in your search for God and holiness and everything like that, the truth, that you deal with your issues as they come up, because a lot of times they're coming up so that you can deal with them, so that you can grow spiritually to the person that God created you to be. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Unveiling the Spirit, and we'll be back again in a couple weeks or so with a new topic. So thanks again. Talk to you later. Bye.